So voice actors over at the SAG AFTRA Mafia are literally at war as we speak again, over whether or not to end the strike and over the outcome of the impasse that has been reached with the SAG AFTRA's last, best, and final offer. But before that, Genshin Impact launched version 5.7 with a trailer, and it appears that the characters that only come around once a year are silent yet again, baby. They are silent yet again due to the strike and these people that literally refuse to come back to work with the collective work refusal. Now, I have not played Genshin Impact in a long time. As a matter of fact, I was a casual player in the past, but all this is really wanting to make me go back into Genshin Impact and make a new account. So if you guys want to see that, be sure to let me know down below and I will stream it. So let's get into it. Version 5.7 trailer, A Space and Time for You. Absolutely insane, but it appears that these characters were not voiced. Just imagine this guy showing up once a year and the English voice is muted, baby, is muted. Absolutely insane. The links that these people will go to not have to work, and they are seriously approaching recasting all of these muted players, and I'm surprised that they haven't yet. These two showing up only once a year to be muted in English is insane work. These two characters here, now I do not know their names, but it is insane to me that they could have a launch with a trailer and have two characters that only show up once a year for a special event literally not even be voiced, which is crazy. If this is true, Genshin is cooked. Most people wouldn't want their favorite character VA getting recast. It just won't ever feel the same. They might stop playing or leave the game, and it won't be their fault. Absolutely right. I think if your favorite characters are not being voiced by the voice actors and you not wanting to play the game due to that fact, that makes total sense to me. It makes absolute sense to me. And here it says will not return, recast certain, including Paimon's VA now, because Paimon's voice actress has literally claimed that they will not be returning until Hoyo becomes a union game. Now, this was all about AI protections beforehand, but I think that the interview proved that it's just because they want Hoyo to become a union game. Hoyo already has AI protections. Hoyo already makes sure that the studio pays the voice actors, so the only thing left is that they want Hoyoverse to become a union game, which is union imperialism, baby. An unknown, but will probably be recast, to be determined, no idea, and then voiced return to voice, which is Venti and all the other characters, and then side global characters. Absolutely insane. Some of the comments on here, 99% of players dance left, sounds kind of different, oh well, time to pull. People who form parasocial relationship with voice actors are in overwhelming minority, no matter how vocal they are. I would like to disagree, good sir. I think that if you literally have a favorite character, then you then fall in love with their voice, and whenever their voice is either muted or different than the version that you fell in love with, it's not the same character anymore. It's just not. Over here, potential muted -- recasted characters for English 5.8. 1. Paimon. 2. Danslef. 3. Aether. And 4. Lumina, which is absolutely insane. If you are refusing to work at this point, that's what it is. It's not an official strike. They are literally just refusing to work, not for AI protections, not for pay, but strictly just to try to force Hoyo to become a union game. Then you deserve to be fired and you deserve to be recasted. Here we've got a war, a literal war happening over on Blue Sky between people posting on Blue Sky and VAs posting on X, literally fighting one another on whether or not the strike should continue. But you got these SAG AFTRA bootlickers literally that will not give up the ghost no matter what. They will fight until their last breath to make sure that Hoyo becomes a union game, and I think it's absolutely sickening. Here saying, imagine if people who worked at Target started striking for better wages and the entire retail industry was affected, where everyone who worked in retail would be affected by roughly 30 people striking the Target down the street from my apartment. Sounds messed up, doesn't it? And the first comment is that type of crap that's going on. The main difference is that people like you thinking that it's morally acceptable to take away people's money by continuing to strike despite progress barely being made. If any has been made at all. And listen to this reasoning, folks. Listen to this backward reasoning of how they come to the fact that if Hoyo becomes a union game, then literally their pay will be raised. More higher pay for everybody, which is insane because the union is not paying them anymore right now. Over 200 games have already signed onto the agreement, giving actors protections and comfortably continuing to work. That's amazing progress. So I did some research. 86% of SAG members don't make enough for benefits. By the way, this has to be a Paperbag Boy viewer. This has to be a Paperbag Boy viewer because I know I was the only one saying that. The requirement is $26,000 a year or 100 days of work per year. Dude, where is the fight for better wages? Imagine paying a union and still making well below a living wage. That's $12.50 an hour or less. And of course, old Kit Harrison saying the strike, that's the fight for better wages and protections. Is it? Because I think it's already proven that 86% of the people at the union literally don't even make enough to get health care. They only make $26,000 a year. I think it's proven that the union does not care about paying them more. They just care about funneling more voice actors in so that they can get the membership dues and reap the benefits. The vast majority of game projects are non-union. That's why union members aren't earning a lot on union gigs. So they want them to enforce Global Rule 1 so that they lose 80% of their work. That's insane. You don't seem interested in what I'm actually saying, so I'm not going to respond unless you engage. They literally said one thing, bro. They said one thing. Also, hold on. If a studio or company signs an agreement with a union, they are agreeing to offer those protections, pay, and terms. You can't blame non-union work when the union company is agreeing to union demands. That means the union isn't asking for enough. That's insane. The union is asking for too much. The strike is nearly over and people are tired. There are just a few final loopholes and exploits that need to be adjusted to sign the deal. I think that we will find out on Monday that SAG AFTRA is not taking the deal. They've already refused the deal, but I think that we will find out on Monday that they will literally change it to where it is. We are literally at an impasse, folks. SAG AFTRA cannot sign the deal, otherwise the strike will end and their monopoly will not be gained. They want every single entertainment industry to basically go SAG AFTRA Mafia Union, and it's insane. A particular note is that current deal language only covers actors, not characters, so asking for e.g. Nolan North isn't allowed, but Nathan Drake is. Actors want to work. We very much like this. It's like stepping away from characters and projects we love. Then why are you choosing to do it? This is not a strike. This is a collective work refusal, and they are choosing to step away. They are basically just refusing to work with no other pretense than they want Hoyoverse to become a union game, which is sickening, and it's union imperialism. And it's been a long and brutal strike with a lot of vitriol thrown at us along the way. It's unsurprising that many of my peers want it to end. I do too. Yeah, but they're directly against what you're stating. That would actually be how a strike worked, you absolute walnut. The disruption to service is how you show the people the power with the situation is like without you. I think that they know what it's like without English voice actors now, and I think that they're choosing to not have English voice actors. I think that they found out with Jacob Takanashi that they can voice somebody from Japan that is still an English voice actor. And the public will receive it in a good light. They will absolutely love it. And that's why all the freaking non-union games are fleeing to the east as we speak and literally going to the UK as well as Japan and China to have the character's voice. Here, this is Liam saying, hey guys, I was hoping for better news, but it's been a long time since SAG AFTRA has updated us where the IMA is at, and no one's responding when we reach out. If you guys care for voice actors at all or are concerned SAG actors, can you please help me reach out so we can get back to work, because they are not telling their members what is going on or giving them a vote because the SAG AFTRA mafia does not believe in the power of choice, staring at the very real possibility that voice acting in games may no longer be available to SAG AFTRA VAs due to the gaming strike. If we don't secure a deal, this will go to impasse. Impasse means AAA games go non-union and then no one wins. NU games have zero AI protections. Now that's a lie, because literally Genshin has SAG AFTRA protections right now. Hoyoverse has SAG AFTRA protections right now. Now the issue is SAG AFTRA signed on with an AI company, literally with an AI company, without giving the SAG AFTRA members a vote on it. So you tell me who's morally in the right and who actually wants AI protections, because it seems to me that SAG AFTRA is facilitating AI into the space rather than actually, trying to keep it from happening. It's insane. But an impasse is an impasse, and it is dangerous for English American voice actors. Absolutely insane. Here, this is Moria saying this must end. It is truly past time. The deal is good. End the strike. End IMA strike. SAG AFTRA. You have to understand this isn't about me. This is about someday. This is about right now. People are actively losing their jobs. It has happened, and not just actors, casting directors, engineers, people in the narrative, audio, every part of the pipeline. This is a crisis, not a concept of possible theory. Games are leaving LA. They are leaving the union. They are leaving the country, as they should. As they should. I think the entitlement coming from the SAG AFTRA voice actor theater kids literally means that they deserve to not have their jobs. They don't. If you refuse to go to work strictly because you want a game to go union and no other reason why. See, first it was AI. Then it was Hoyoverse isn't paying them. Then it was Hoyoverse fighting the studios so that they can get paid. Now it's that Hoyoverse needs to go to a union game so that we can get paid more. Absolutely sickening. It's union imperialism, folks. AAA titles since May 3rd have left. 12 AAA titles since May 3rd have left. It can and must end right now. SAG AFTRA, Dunsai, official fan gesture in the hashtag end the strike, baby. Now that's my favorite hashtag. I hate the hashtag SAG AFTRA strong, baby. I freaking hate that hashtag. Anyways, boys, what do y'all think about that? Paper or plastic? Paper being good, plastic being bad, baby. Paper being that organic, crisp, clean, good shit that we need in the voice acting industry, and plastic being that crap that Karina Butler is smoking, baby. Plastic being what Paimon's VA was smoking when she made that little toilet crash out video. You guys be sure to let me know down below. I'm going with plastic. Yeah, baby. Plastic as fuck. They're basically mannequins. Aliens come from Saturn, the size of Saturn, to take over the entertainment industry and have a monopoly, and also try to force old Paperbag Boy to become a bootlicking shill, baby. But we both know that ain't happening. All right, boys, I love all of you. GG's, peace.